going to explain very quickly what this is all about. As you know, some people with heart conditions have pacemakers or defibrillators implanted into their chests. Those are small electronic devices that help them regulate the person's heartbeat. Do you have a defibrillator or a pacemaker? I don't have either one. I do have a quick heartbeat and I take medication for that. Are you familiarized with that? Well, I have read something over the internet and the doctor has explained something, but I am not at the point where I need it. So I'm going to explain a little bit then. Well, these are small devices that you get implanted into the chest to regulate the heartbeat, and normally the people who wear them, they have to go periodically to the doctor for the doctor to check that it is working. And how does it do that? Well, the doctor has a computer, and what he does, he performs an interrogation. He connects with a pacemaker or defibrillator at some point, and he receives information. That way he can determine the patient's health. And during the first part of the session, I am going to show you a device that is thought to help people who have heart conditions in order to do this interrogation that I was telling you about, in order to do that from home. So they can do that and not go to the doctor. So that is sent to the doctor using a telephone connection. It can be cell phone or landline. And the central piece of that whole system, oh wow, wonderful. The central piece of that is this. It is called a communicator. It can receive information from a defibrillator, from a pacemaker, from a blood pressure monitor, or from a scale. Those can all connect to that communicator, and the interaction happens remotely and automatically. And well, when you weigh yourself, or when you take your blood pressure, the device receives that information. Also, people, when they have a pacemaker, the doctor establishes a schedule, so the device automatically interrogates the pacemaker. It can happen once a week, once a month, once, whatever, depending on the health of the patient. So it is also true that if a person doesn't feel very well at some point, in case of a defibrillator, maybe if they think they have received a shock, that person can start the interrogation by pressing this blue button right here. So all the information received by the communicator is sent telephonically to a computer that the doctor has. In the case of having a cellular connection, it doesn't mean that it uses your personal telephone, but it has, inside of the device, there is a cell phone. Have you ever used some of this? No, I haven't. Okay, so in this case, it doesn't matter because you don't have a pacemaker. Some people do have one. This is just a system, a prototype, so it won't interfere with anything. What we're doing right now is evaluate the product, see whether it works okay. We are not evaluating people, so everything that causes you trouble while you're doing this means that we have a problem with the design. And it is very important that you explain as you perform the task. It is very important that you explain out loud what you're doing. Please do not think that you're doing something right or wrong. We are not evaluating that. And we will also ask you to perform the task according to the instructions we will give you. But this device, if you were at home, you would have a helpline, assistance telephone number. So if you think you would call that helpline at some point, please say it out loud, because it is important for us. First of all, we're going to imagine that we are at home. This is your bedroom, and you have just come from the doctor. The doctor talked to you about a monitoring system, and I also want to tell you this is your wall and this is everything at home. So you come from the doctor, and he told you about this monitoring system, and he gave you this box. And the first thing you have to do is set up the equipment. Okay, so connect it to the telephone line, and the instructions are inside of the box. Okay.